Alright, never mind. I had to get some regular sentences for a second. But thank you, Dad. Appreciate the help. But welcome everybody. This is Support to Come Up, Jared, better known as Prominent John on social media networks. I'm a producer at award-winning production company Campsite Studios. I'm also an entrepreneur influencer. I'm coming here every week, bringing great influencers, great entrepreneurs to my show. And today I have someone I'm proud to be sitting next to. I'm honored to be sitting next to that's been doing great accomplishments for the past 5 years. And we've grown from North High School out here in PA. And it's continuing to do great things. Stephanie Pena.
Hey everyone.
How you doing? Thanks for coming out.
Thank you for having me. I feel very honored. Jared has been doing so much, and I'm really honored to be here. So thank you for having me.
Thank you for real. This is major. She's been doing a lot. You started off with fitness. You have your own clothing brand now. Correct. So before we dive into everything, since there's so much to cover, let's dive into the early stages. What got you into being an entrepreneur? How did that even come about? After high school,
I wanted to go into college, and I actually wanted to be a vet, a veterinarian.
Because you have dogs. I remember you have
yeah, because I've always worked around the animal fields and stuff. I became a vet tech, and then honestly, I'm vegan. I love animals, and having to deal with the part of being there when they have to euthanize your pet, that is way too hard for me.
Got you.
And I couldn't do it. And then after that, I was like, what am I really going to do?
Yeah, what's your passion?
And I wanted to be my own boss. I didn't want to work 9 to 5 and just, slave work. I wanted to work and be proud of my accomplishments,
That's good.
And that's how I ended up doing what I'm doing now.
That's great. And I mean, I feel like once you got on the ground and started running with it, you've been taking off since. So what motivated you to get started with the brand? Would you start with?
Well, I started first with my Sweat by Steph brand. That was just fitness. I had gained a lot of weight during this period of time, and then I decided to share my journey, just share how I lost it. Yeah,
and you put it out there.
And so many people liked it, and then I started a YouTube channel. I got monetized on YouTube right away. It really went off, and that helped me a lot. That helped me believe in myself, because I'm the type of person, I always think, I second guess myself, and that makes me stop doing what I want to really do,
Got you.
Now, thank God for everything that I've been able to push through that and just believe in myself.
Yeah, that's where it starts. So I think I think all entrepreneurs have to just take that step and believe in themselves and taking a risk, because I think that's what sets a lot of entrepreneurs from others, is taking that risk to just take their dream and put it into their faith, into their own hands. Correct. So that's major, and I'm glad that weight loss journey took you to another path of I could see me going in this direction and see how my success come about this way. So after you started doing the YouTube videos, I noticed you started getting a big trend on Instagram. So how did that go about? And then during your weight loss journey, did you go vegan right away, or was that a process?
I've been vegan since 2016, and then I lost all the weight. And then I started monetizing my stuff on Instagram. And that's when I got sponsorships. I'm it's been a real roller coaster. And sometimes it's not always high points. Sometimes you don't get anything, But the more you keep going, the more you get. And I've worked with amazing brands, and I'm really grateful for it too,
That's really good. So someone for a lot of my audience is probably entrepreneurs and influencers. How did you go about solidifying sponsorships and getting these brands to reach out to you?
The number one, a lot of people are so focused on their followers. They want the 100,000 followers. The number is nice, but if you have 100,000 followers and only 5 people like your stuff or comment, it's not going to work.
Doesn't
Brands are not going to like that. So a lot of people get discouraged in a way, because they're like, oh wait, somebody reached 10,000 and I only have 5,000. You have to get out of that mindset.
Gotcha.
Because brands want to know that people like you. They don't want to know that people are just following you and then they leave and they're like, oh, we don't care what you do.
Go somewhere else, exactly. Because it doesn't make sense if you have all these followers, they have to be actually liking what you're doing.
Exactly. You have to have engagement. If you want to get into this whole influencer world, engagement is number one. Like,
got you. It's not about the followers.
Absolutely not. Even when I had 3,000 followers, I was making deals for like $200 per picture. You know,
you had actual engagement.
Because my engagement was there. People actually cared.
Okay,
you know?
that's big. That's a big key to all entrepreneurs out there. It's not about the followers, it's about the engagement. So
absolutely,
try to find things that just create engagement and create people to like your stuff. And I think it's authentic. Like yourself, you've been known for being authentic in your videos, which brings you to my next point. Videos that you do with your grandmother and your family.
My famous TikTok videos.
Yeah, so I think like as major, like bringing your family into these TikTok videos, like even we're older. I'd say we're older millennials at this point.
Yeah.
How did you figure out to say, hey, I'm gonna incorporate my family? Like, is this something you guys do in the house all the time to make funny family videos? And you're like, hey, let me make a TikTok with them. How did that come about?
My grandma is the best. Like I love my grandma's my heart and soul.
She seems amazing.
Like, she's the best. You know,
to dress up and do everything she's doing, she has to be all in.
She's like, you know, and like since we've moved out here, we're from the city, from Brooklyn. Since we moved out here, she's been very bored. You know, so like anytime there's music on, we always dance, and it's always been a family thing.
So it gives her that New York vibe.
Yes, exactly. So then the first TikTok we did was Flip the Switch and the Drake song. And I just thought about it. I said, Grandma, you want to do a TikTok with me? Because everyone was doing it with their boyfriend or their friend. Like, I want to be different.
Yeah, you want to do it with family. Okay.
From that one, that's when we got on CNN, MTV. We got all over these newscasts. It was insane. And, like, I love having my grandma a part of it.
She's dope. You know? Like every video you post, I look forward to it because it's hilarious. Like the most recent one I seen was the City Girls one.
Yeah,
that one was hilarious.
Well, and then we did the Busted Challenge.
Because they just did the challenge on that.
1 million views on that one too.
Yeah, that's major. That's
every major. Like, you know, my grandma and I, we're a team now, so that's how we're.
That's good. She's a part of the team. That's what's up. That's good. So I mean, having your family, it looks like even with your brand Denvy, it seems like you've got a lot of help from your family and friends, even though your models are like family and friends. So does it feel, I mean, I think as an entrepreneur, it's also good, you know, it's always good to make money. That's what we do this for. But at the same time, putting on family and friends, I'm sure that kind of feels great to actually put on your friends to model your clothing. So how did that relationship come about?
So I started my brand, and I wanted my brand to be, you know, like for instance, when you go on different sites, I don't want to say names, but you go on different sites and you know they like are all curvy models, perfect body, you know. And sometimes when you buy those things, it looks nothing like that on you. Exactly. Like as a woman, it would look different, and that kind of messes up your self-esteem a little bit, you know. So my image for Denvy is when you look at my pictures, you're like, wow, these are everyday girls.
Exactly.
Like,
I noticed the curvy side.
Yeah, like we have curves, we have regular, you know, I'm bringing tall soon, like I'm bringing a lot of things, and I just want my brand to be represented by like everyday women. So I thought about it and I said, why not pick the people that I absolutely love and have supported me, you know?
Exactly.
So I chose everyone, my best friends, my sister, my mom, she's even one of my models.
That's great. That's great to
and
see.
I'm so happy. I call them my Denvy dolls. That's why, you know, so I'm so happy with
that. That's good. I hope you get some more Denvy dolls because I love the movement. I was watching one of your YouTube videos, doing some research and stuff. I see how you came up with the title. It was like your last name along with the Envy, right?
Envy,
Gotcha.
So
I like the name, catchy.
D with Envy because my last name's Pena. So I was like, you know what? I think that.
Yeah, it's catchy. I like that. It rings bells. I think it rings bells. Another thing I like about your brand, I think separates you from like the Lululemons, the other brands out there, just in general when it comes to women clothing. I think the eco-friendly part of it. I like that part that you're not using any animal related products, anything like that. I also like the plastic bag part. You're doing all recyclable material. How did you go about finding all eco-friendly clothing and like way to market your brand? How did you go about that?
So what I did, since, you know, like I said, since I'm vegan, I said, you know, I don't wear animal fur, I don't wear real leather, so I said I won't want my brand to be like that, you know. So I did my research. I found all just vegan manufacturers, worked with them, and then
in the States or like without?
Yeah, in LA.
Wow, in the States. That's major. That's really good.
Yep. And then whatchamacallit, my packaging, literally my invoices, the thank you cards,
okay.
my business cards, they're all made out of recycled paper.
That's major.
So I just wanted to make a brand that's not going to harm the earth more than it already is.
Exactly, because I think in the next upcoming years, I'm big into like stocks and stuff, and I notice how the market is saying like the next years is like renewable energy and like eco-friendly things are going to be the way that we save our environment for the future. Absolutely. And I think that having a brand that is focused on that and you can still be stylish, and I think it's going to say a lot for people who want to feel comfortable but still feel like you're doing right for the environment, which is dope, which I think is a great message to have.
Absolutely. And even the bags, you know, when you get packages, they're made in those plastic bags.
Yeah, the plastic bags come assorted in those bags.
Yeah, my poly mailers are actually made out of corn. So let's say you had a garden and you placed an order, you can actually put my poly mailer in your garden and it'll decompose.
Wow, so you can
that's
so
amazing. It's all eco-friendly.
All my vegan listeners, all my people that's trying to do better, definitely tap in because she's doing well. And I noticed that one of your goals was to have, I noticed that you've done well with your clothing brand so far. You want to get 25 states across the country to purchase your clothing. How has that been going so far for you?
I reached my goal.
You reached your goal? Wow, already.
Yep.
That's congratulations.
Denvy has been open for 3 months. It's been all over the United States, even Canada.
That's major.
Denvy's doing more than what I thought it was going to be, you know? Yeah. And honestly, this is for the people watching, listening. Like, I thought it wasn't going to be possible. I thought, listen, there's so many brands out there. Why would people want to buy? And that kind of discouraged me. But don't think that way, because people are going to want to buy because it's you and you're different.
Exactly.
You know?
You got to feel like you're giving something more authentic than the next
right,
person.
Exactly.
You're being yourself.
So I want that to really, you know, stick with you. If you have a goal or a passion, like, definitely reach out and do it. You know, don't just think, oh, it's been done, it's not even worth it. Like, that's not how it works, you know?
Yeah, and so when you went straight into it, like, did you find yourself spending more going that eco-friendly route?
Oh yeah, okay. Definitely it is a little bit more, not much though.
Oh, not much.
A lot of people think if I'm
crazy.
going to be clean brand, it's going to be more, but it's not. The eco-friendly, really, if you look at the numbers, it's really right around, you know, it is more, but not
a significant amount where it's going to break your bank.
Absolutely not. Nope.
So more brands, I think more brands will probably go that direction in the future. I think that's where our society's trending towards. You see that plastic bags are no longer a thing when you go to grocery stores, like in the major cities. Even besides just like eco-friendly, like we talked about Tesla, that in itself, that company is blowing up because it's eco-friendly to us, and it's going to save us in the future and our kids in the future. So I think that's major. So in terms of your brand, where do you see yourself with your brand now? Since you've been doing so successful for 3 months, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years with your brand? Because you're starting off.
You gave me 5 years.
Yeah. Everybody likes to think of like a 5-year plan. Like, where do you see Denvy in 5 years?
Honestly, by then, I would love to have my own Denvy warehouse, a big warehouse that you can come
So you're in PA right now.
Yeah.
Where would you want it to be? Would you want to stay in PA, or would you want to branch out to a major city?
I've always liked Texas, Florida. You know, I hate the snow. I'm over it. I'm done. Yeah. So somewhere hot. So in the next 5 years, definitely move somewhere that has better weather.
Warmer climates.
And expand Denvy as a warehouse. You know, stop working from home. Literally, I don't know if you saw, but I started in one little bedroom in my house. It was the smallest bedroom.
I saw that. Yes.
And I was like, oh, this is going to work out great. And within a month, I couldn't. It was way too much. I had packaging stuff all over. Like, it was so much that I had to move to another bedroom in 3 months, you know? Wow. So I'm hoping in 5 years I have that. I want to actually start Denvy Men's.
Wow, yes. I know it's very catered to women. But, you know, I want some fly stuff too. You know, I want some vegan-friendly, eco-friendly clothing as well.
No, I'm definitely working on Denvy Men's. I'm bringing Denvy activewear. I'm bringing Denvy shoes. So I'm going to expand.
I see the shoes for the women already.
Yeah, I have a little bit, but now I'm going to expand more. So, I just want it to be like an empire in 5 years.
That's great. Could you see yourself expanding outside of clothing? Like, do you think you'll like make a movement more, like I said, thinking bigger picture? Do you see yourself just focused on clothing or doing something?
Honestly, no. I think once this reaches to a point that I can have workers, you know, obviously I wouldn't just abandon my brand and be like, peace out, you know, but I would, if it comes to a point that I can have people running it and I'm not as stressed with that, I would love to then get into vegan makeup and eco-friendly makeup and, you know, and do that. And just do things like that. And
that's great. So. How are you dealing with being an entrepreneur as managing a business that's blowing up right now, and you know still being an influencer in your vegan? How are you able to manage? What is the schedule like for you every day? Because even with today, I appreciate you taking the time to sit down with me for this hour. So, how are you able to manage everything?
Honestly, I'm not gonna lie because I'm not, you know. But sometimes I am stressed. I'm not gonna say it's you know, rainbows and butterflies, but I am stressed, especially because I am going to be honest, my sponsorships, my YouTube, that's a big chunk of my income also, and I've been falling off of that. I mean, Denvy's definitely covering that, but I can't have one, like I have to have multiple sources of income, you know, so. That's
the life of Warren Buffett, you know, you gotta have multiple sources of income to really live a rich lifestyle.
Absolutely. So the thing is, my time management isn't exactly where I want it to be, just because a little, you know, I am doing this alone, you know, so.
You don't have any assistants,
like my mom does help me with orders and stuff, but I mean, like if I get a big order in the middle of the night, like, that's me. I have to get up, got to label, got to do that, you know, so it does get to be a lot. And it's not only just orders, it's social media.
Yeah, you're dealing with everything on the back end, the computer-based thing. Right. So, interns, y'all might want to highlight stuff right here. She needs some help here, get some experience, learn some knowledge from this great influencer right here because she needs some help. You know, she's in the PA area. Holla at her.
Thank you. Yeah, no, definitely. And my sister also helps me a lot. Like, I have to shout out my sister because she'll come for me if I don't. But Leslie, like she has helped me with the website and stuff. Great. And like, but for the most part, it's hard managing it, but I'm getting a hang of it. Okay. Like now, I stopped working out. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, I've been too busy.
Because it's so much to juggle, it's like impossible.
I was going to sleep at like 3 o'clock in the morning, waking up at like 8, doing things. Like it's been crazy. But now I finally have a schedule, and I have a YouTube video coming out finally. It's been like a month or so, you know. So I'm finally keeping myself in a schedule, so it is getting easier.
That's good. That's good. You're finding the right routine and keep things in order.
Right. Yeah, and that's also something like if you're starting a business and you feel overwhelmed, like ask someone that you know to help you, and I'm sure they will, you know, but don't, like I wasn't eating and stuff, like I'm sure I was probably gonna get sick if I didn't, and then people jumped in and helped me, so I'm just like if you're doing it, do it and get help, because if not, you're gonna get sick. You know?
I think that's the main thing as an entrepreneur. Sometimes we like to take on everything because we've been taking on everything on ourselves since we started. That's how we start on ourselves. We feel like we could take on everything ourselves. But when we get to a statue of so much growth, we don't realize like, wow, I actually may need an assistant now. I may need to start hiring help. And I think that's when we like, okay, take a step back. Let me think about how I can still have a work-life balance. And for yourself, are you having a work-life balance yet? Or are you starting to transition to that with being more organized?
I would say now, like as of today, whatever day it is, I am balanced, you know?
That's good.
So I am balanced as of today. I finally have my schedule, and I do like meeting, you know, because obviously I love opinions of people and new arrivals.
Criticism is the way you improve.
One day that I call people, my Denvy dolls and stuff, and I'm like, what about this new arrival? You know, so now I'm finally
That's good.
balanced.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's great to get that feedback from your people as well, because that's only going to help you improve in the future.
Absolutely. Any of my new arrivals, I always run it by like my girls and stuff. Not saying that I need their approval, but I just like to hear other people's, you know, right? Like if something doesn't look good, I want to know, you know. And thank God, knock on wood, everyone's been like, no, I love everything. So,
what would you say is your favorite item from your collection so far that you dropped? You're going to work out, or say you're going to go out, what would you say is your top 2 pieces?
Well, I love, like, my jumpsuits are very soft. This comes with the matching mask.
Okay, stay safe. Stay comfortable. Same thing.
My boots are from Denvy. I mean, I wear Denvy all the time.
Okay.
So
it's like, your brand. You work hard. Sleepless nights.
Yeah.
You might as well wear it.
Yeah.
Like, you'll be kidding yourself not to be repping your brand.
Yeah.
That's good.
But I honestly, my dresses, I have a lot of reflective stuff, and that's my top things that at night it actually glows in the lights and stuff.
That's dope.
So
especially
a lot of women love that. No.
I'm here in the woods.
I hope you're not running in a dress, but okay. I meant like in a club, but okay.
It's dark out.
Stop it.
Safety first.
That's funny. Well, if you want to do that, that's fine. I was talking about a party. But
you're going to shine a different.
That's so funny. Oh,
when as a reflector, that's hilarious. No, that's great though. That's great. So in terms of so you have the fitness going, you have your YouTube and sponsorships going, you have your brand going. How did you ever once you figured out that the pet veterinary wasn't gonna work for you? What did you realize? Did you say to yourself, I'm gonna do these things? I'm gonna be a vegan fitness influencer. I'm gonna open my clothing brand. Did you say that to yourself?
No, not necessarily, because I also want to put on top of everything that I do have a full-time job. I run a pet business as well.
We're going back. We did not talk about the full-time job you have on top of this.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. I have a lot. I work 8 to 5 job in between all of this as well.
Wow.
Yeah, so that is my main source, and then everything else. But because of COVID, we have been very slow, and I haven't been working because of that.
Okay.
In a sense,
it's been beneficial.
Yes, in a sense, I can say that. But I still make time for my full-time job because I'm the manager there, so I have to be,
Wow, that's really when they say everyone has the same 24 hours in a day. It's really depending on how you want to utilize it, because you're working at 8 to 5 and then working on a whole nother brand itself. You're building Stephanie the Pena's brand. That's amazing. That's crazy. That's a lot to deal with.
Yeah, now you know why.
No, for real, I understand. I appreciate you coming out again.
No, today was good. Today was my off day, so I was like, oh, this is perfect. Okay,
Cool. One thing I like to do with entrepreneurs, I like to talk about entrepreneur tip of the week. I like to give them something that can help them, if they have a clothing brand or anything like that, or anything that can help benefit them in any way. One thing I noticed about your brand that helps a lot of customers when they come in is QuadPay. I think that's a great tool. I looked at this and researched it too. I think it's a great tool for any business starting up that wants people to purchase their clothing but don't have the finances right at the means. QuadPay, a lot of entrepreneurs should look into that have clothing brands or anything that they're selling merchandise, because it's like a brand. It's where you can pay increments up to 4 times to purchase that product, right?
Absolutely.
And I see that. How's that been working for you?
Good. It actually helps because a lot of people, they want to buy a whole bunch of outfits and they don't have the money for it. I mean, I get it. I've been in that situation before.
Y'all be in the car just shopping.
Yeah, and then you put it in and you're like, oh, what's going on? So QuadPay works out perfect because it really helps the customer. And then on the other end, if you're a merchant, that's what I would be considered. If you have a brand and you're looking into that, the fees are absolutely amazing. You're not going to pay a lot of fees, and you do get your money as soon as they make the purchase. You get the money right away, and then QuadPay deals with them.
Wow.
So it's not like you get payments. You get the flat. QuadPay pays you the full.
Oh wow! So you don't gotta wait for that customer to pay that amount.
Nope.
You get the flat. Wow,
so
QuadPay takes that.
Yeah, QuadPay.
Time for QuadPay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Look into that. She's a person that uses it.
Yeah,
and,
I would recommend it.
It's been working well, so I would highly recommend it itself. That's great. Just give y'all a second. Definitely like, comment, subscribe. I want to keep bringing y'all great entrepreneurs. Stephanie, I really appreciate coming out today. She's been doing great things for herself and people around her, family and friends, going viral with her grandmother. Check out those videos on her Instagram and all over social. Another thing I like to touch on, I think is big for our generation, just because it was, I feel like it was mandated for us when we were in school growing up, is college. Do you think that when you have children or nieces, anything like that, would you push them to go to college, or would you make it a mandatory thing, or would you say it's up to you. How would you feel about that?
Honestly, I wouldn't. Like, for instance, with my siblings right now, my sister's 18. She just got into Rosemont College in Philly.
Okay.
And then my brother, he's 17, and he doesn't want to go to college.
Wow, he was so big. I remember when he was young.
Yeah. Yeah, I have to look up to him now. He does Twitch streaming and stuff, and he's actually doing well with that.
That's great. Okay. He's being an entrepreneur, following sister's footsteps.
Same thing. So honestly, I wouldn't push it because my mom never pushed me, or my dad, you know. They were very like, whatever you want to do, we'll support you.
That's great.
I would not knock college. I mean, if you want to go to school and get a degree, by all means, go ahead. But think about what you want to go to school for, because if it's something you can learn yourself and get it, I mean, the money that you're going to put into for student loans, like, you really have to think about it.
Gotta balance that out, exactly. Because I think that's what they're learning about our age bracket and generations, that we're paying so much back into student loans. We're not buying houses. We're not investing. We're not doing the normal things that their generation were doing because we're so much in debt from college.
Absolutely.
These schools are asking for $50,000 a semester. It's like, what do you? And then being in debt, it's like, why would I pay that money?
Yeah, it's like, and then you won't get your. A lot of people that I've seen go to school and then they don't get the job that they went to school for. And that sucks. I know college is an experience. I mean, by all means, go live it up. But think about your future too.
Exactly. Because you don't want to put yourself in debt for no reason.
Right? Yeah. You don't want to go for a few years and be like, this sucks. I'm out. And have to pay. And then you don't have anything. So definitely think about it.
I agree. One other thing I want to touch on with my entrepreneurs is I also like to touch on. One thing they say about entrepreneurs is that they have 5 skills. 5 skills are research, focus, cash management, communication, and learning. What would you say are your 5? What would you say is your strongest skill, and what would you say is your weakest skill?
What were they again?
Research, focus, cash management, communication, and learning.
I would definitely say number 1 is learning. Learning, research, top.
Top 2
just
right
because
there.
I've had to learn and research everything that I wanted to be,
Got you.
If you just go right into it just because the next person's doing it, you're going to fail. Like, you really need to know what to do, how to do it, Cash flow, I guess that's really good because I know how to manage, like,
yeah, you're dealing with a lot, clearly. You manage a whole lot.
No, I went to my tax guy and he was like, wow, this is really organized. I was like, oh, thank you, so I mean,
even though it's still like your vlogs, you talk about, I got my invoices here.
Yeah.
Very organized.
I have a binder, literally, with everything.
Like, that's very organized.
Yeah, I try to be. So that definitely, what was the other ones?
And communication, learning, and focus.
Learn. Yeah, I would say I have all 5.
That's
communication. Good. I love to talk. I love to, so that
good.
helps. And then, I don't know. I think I have them all. I don't want to sound confident. Right?
No, that's great. I mean, I think as an entrepreneur, they say that those are the skills that an entrepreneur should have. And I think if you say, no, you have all 5, that's great. You can always better in one skill, but that's great that you have, you tell yourself, like, I can do all these things. And it's a good mind state to have as well.
Absolutely.
Because myself, I find hard times where I may procrastinate sometimes. So focus may be one of my things where I'll be like, all right, I could get a little better on that. But everything else, cash management, I feel like, I'm watching my money. That's my money. So that's good.
You're not going nowhere.
Exactly. So that's what I look forward to. What else do I want to touch on? So in terms of, since you're doing a lot, what do you do for fun? Like, what does fun look like for you?
What is that now? I know you're gonna think I'm like lame or something, but fun to me is like just sitting down, hanging out with my little dogs, and
that's some time of peace.
That's COVID fun. I mean, without COVID, traveling, things like that. I haven't traveled or anything because my grandma. I don't want to get her sick. God forbid.
Definitely.
She's my partner, so I can't do that.
Part of the videos. You gotta keep the videos coming.
So I haven't been able to do that, but that's definitely something for fun. And honestly, learning new things. I love learning new things, especially like online influencer SEO stuff, like all that stuff I love.
To better your business and to better yourself. That's good.
Absolutely.
That's
like
good.
I love that. So that's what.
And I'm curious because I've always dabbling, trying to be vegan, trying to go that direction. I really dabble in like just fish and like vegetables. That's really what I dabble in. but I'm trying to make that transition. What websites or what recipes? How did you go about finding recipes for vegan to make that transition?
I'm gonna be 100% honest. I went vegan literally overnight.
Overnight,
yeah.
Was it something you saw?
Like the short version of it. I don't know. Erica Perez.
Oh yeah, I know. Okay. Yeah, she went to Pena for that.
My best friend. She said to me, I've never heard of veganism. I think maybe I've heard it, but I thought it was like the hippies that sit outside naked with trees. You know, like I didn't know what vegan really was. So she was like, let's go vegan for a week. Let's cleanse our body. Yeah. So I was like, you know what, whatever. I always say yes to her, and I don't know. So we went. I looked up that night being vegan, and like I said, I'm a big animal lover, you know. I just saw everything that happens with the animals and stuff, and that like broke me. And I was I'm never.
Yeah, because you have dogs, you know.
Yeah. So I was like, I'm never having meat again, and then.
And that was that.
4 years later, and that was it. Yeah.
That's. Well, so you was talking about the vegan. So you switched overnight. So how do you go about going into the vegan lifestyle? What about your mom and everybody? Like, cause that's my hard part. Like I'm trying to be vegan, but I go to like family events. I go to family events, and I can't eat. They don't cook just straight vegan. So it's like, right? How come they're like, oh yeah, here's this burger, and I'm like, no, I don't eat that no more. They're gonna look at me like, what you mean? So how did that work for you?
At first, you know, obviously everyone was like, what? Especially like, you know, I'm Hispanic. Like a lot of, you know, Hispanics eat meat with everything, like literally breakfast, lunch, dinner, snack, like everything, you know. Pork chops, right? Like everything. So my mom at first didn't understand it, but my mom always she's very supportive, and she actually went vegan a few months after I did. Okay. And she's still vegan today.
That's what's up. Okay.
My sister followed in my footsteps, and she's also still vegan today.
The whole household to go vegan.
My brother did do it for a little bit, but then it was, I think. He's not going to tell me, but his dad's not vegan, so I think that kind of he was like, oh, okay, you know, but my sister and my mom, like my mom, for instance, I've always been healthy, so I haven't had any issues, but my mom had high blood pressure. Okay. She was on medicine for it. Nothing really was working. Within 3 months of being vegan, now we're 4 years in, and she stopped her medicine completely. Wow. She doesn't suffer.
They say vegan can really change.
Yeah, like her health, 100%. My sister had really bad eczema all over her body her whole life. They put her on, you know, those silly shampoos and stuff. Within also it took her 6 months being vegan, completely gone. She does not have it anymore, you know. So I'm a true believer in it. I mean, I see the difference in myself.
Gotcha.
Because I'm vegan, like, you know, obviously there's a lot of carbs as being a vegan as well. So you do gain weight. I mean, there's vegan ice cream, Ben and Jerry's. You know, there's still weight, so like, because of that, when I first went vegan, I didn't know what I was doing. All I ate was salad.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. All I eat is lettuce, spinach, and that's it. What else am I putting with this?
Like that, and my sister and I, we lost so much weight at first. Wow. We didn't even know bread was vegan. I didn't know. I thought they made it with eggs.
Yeah, right. I thought it was an egg or milk or something.
No, they don't. Like some bread, like the croissants and stuff, obviously they have butter and stuff. Yeah. But like regular Italian bread, there's no egg in it.
Wow, see, I was like, we cracked the code.
I know. After that, I was eating bread all the time.
Bread with salad all the time.
No, but now they have so many, like they have Beyond Meat, which is the best vegan burger ever. They have sausages, they have tempeh, they have bacon, they have everything that you can think of veganized, you know. And I found a lot of my research on Instagram.
Gotcha.
There's a lot of bodybuilders, vegan bodybuilders. They share their journey, and I just found it from there.
That's how you find like recipes and everything that you want to start incorporating.
And the minimalistbaker.com. I got a lot of like awesome recipes from her too. Okay. And I'm grateful because my mom loves to cook. My mom cooks everything. So now she actually makes it veganized. She makes empanadas, she makes lasagna, she makes it all vegan. Everything, you know. So
see, when I could start eating like that vegan, I don't think vegan isn't so bad, but when you think of just lettuce, spinach,
and it's so much more than that, you know. Like obviously when you grab an apple, you're eating vegan food, you know, but there's so much more. So yeah, there's so many recipes because they have vegan cheese that tastes like cheese.
Yeah,
they have meat, you know.
Okay. Like I've watched a documentary documentary called The Game Changer. It was on Netflix, and that was like the first time I was like, wow, maybe I should think about being vegan because this.
Yeah, because you see what it does to your blood and
exactly,
stuff.
Like thins it out and everything. It keeps your blood flowing, and it's just healthier. And then one of the main characters' father had like heart disease, and once he went vegan, like, it cured heart disease for certain, and it's like a 1% chance that could happen. So that was like maybe a strong believer in like the vegan lifestyle. It's just hard once things open up and you go around people and barbecues and hang around. It's like, hey, you want a burger? And that's like, wow, that burger looks so good right now because I haven't had it in a long time. So it's hard to like just.
But that's why. So then that's when you have to like, a lot of places that I go, family and friends, they make me vegan food. They know, so that's why I'm very grateful for that. But
that's
like,
good,
if I know I'm going to, like, I will bring my own stuff and make it, so I don't feel out of the
out of the loop. Over here, sit the carrot, like,
stop it. They're like, here, we got a strawberry.
You got a strawberry. You want some sauce?
No. So I've been, like I said, I've been doing it for a while, and I think this is the lifestyle I'm gonna live forever.
That's great. That's great.
So I do feel
so
good.
Warm. So you want to move somewhere warm, tropical, and vegan lifestyle, which is easy because I feel like when you're in an environment that's not cold and depressing like Pennsylvania, like Pennsylvania and New York, you kind of want to motivate yourself to work out more. You kind of want to stay healthy.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I think this cold stuff really depresses the shit out of people. So I think when you get that type of balance, I think you'll definitely stay vegan full time.
And there is such thing, like, we're laughing about it, but there is such thing as seasonal depression. Yeah. And it's a thing that it does, like, they say it's like 100% legit when it's cold and people aren't motivated. People don't want to do anything. So I'm like, what? Why my mom picked Pennsylvania? Out of all 50 states,
It's cold as shit out here. I was like, oh my God, it's cold. I never felt that, like, I never felt like I need to move somewhere warm until I'm with a PA.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, it's really, really cold out here. Like, it touches your soul. It's so cold. I'm like, this is not somewhere I'll move anywhere. So definitely, I agree with you on that. Move somewhere tropical and enjoy the vegan lifestyle. So I'm definitely gonna try to look into Instagram a lot more for like those recipes because myself, I know a couple of recipes with chickpeas and cauliflower. But I use this app called Tasty. It's good because they show you, it's like a little video and it shows you how to make everything from scratch. And it's dope, but they don't have as many vegan recipes as I would like.
Right.
So that's why
there's so many options out there. It's insane. Like, literally, even vegan mac and cheese is like amazing. Literally everything you can think of, you can make veganized. Like cheesecake, there's actually in Bethlehem, there's a bakery. It's very well known. The vegan, it's called Vegan Treats, and they have cannolis, cheesecake, ice cream, like everything, donuts. So that's
dangerous.
What I'm saying.
That's dangerous. I can see how you can still be.
Like people are like, oh, you go vegan, like you're just gonna lose. Like I remember a lot of people were like, oh my God, you're gonna lose your curves, your butt, this and that. Like no, I did not. Like there's so many vegan stuff that you're not gonna starve.
Exactly, especially if you maintain and finish, you'll be fine.
Right, absolutely. Absolutely.
So in terms of being an entrepreneur, what would you say what's giving you the most growth in terms of the transition of going from like potentially working with someone and being your own boss? I would say what growth have you had from that?
To be honest, like the job that I am at now, the owners live in Florida and I do everything in the business.
Wow, so you're the boss of that boss.
I mean, that's where I learned a lot from. Was from that. I mean, managing employees, doing this, talking to customers.
So it did help working for someone else to learn the logistics and how to go about running a business.
Because I work right under her, and then now that she's gone, like I do everything, there. So that helped me 100%.
Gotcha.
But then my growth with my own business was more like time management. More being focused. Just being on top of it. That I've grown a lot since I've owned my own brand and stuff like that. It's if you don't do anything, you're not going to make money, and it's just that simple. So you want to stay focused and keep going.
That's good. Yeah, I think that's the main thing. I think a lot of people get discouraged, like you said earlier, or just lack motivation. Because they don't see their responses as fast as they would like. But I think a lot of people understand it takes time for you to grow. I think yourself, it took time to grow.
Absolutely.
It wasn't like an overnight thing, success. It took time to grow. It took a lot of content, it took a lot of consistency, and it took a lot of thoughts and process. Like, How did you even come up, just to go back to like the media side of it, how did you come up with a lot of the TikTok videos and everything that were going on?
So really, honestly, I look at what's trending. Okay. You know, if you want to do anything online, do things trending. And this is actually...
things they're current.
Yeah, and actually, this is for business owners as well. Listening in, when you want to market your brand and stuff, also do it. What's trending?
What's trending? You know? Yeah, because that'll help gravitate towards your business.
And people will look like the City Girls.
Song was trending at that time.
Yeah, the City Girls one that my grandma and I did. There was 2 Denvy outfits in there that we wore. Those 2 Denvy outfits sold out 3 times.
Damn.
Out. You know,
I was gonna say go check out that.
So that's what I'm saying. So that's why, like, literally, I had to bring one of the dresses in gray because I couldn't get it back in green. Damn. Like, that's how many times that's
crazy. That just shows you if you just catch showing right at the right moment.
So you have to get with the latest trends. You know, you can't feel silly. Like, a lot of people feel like silly doing TikToks, for instance. TikTok,
because we're grown. I mean, because we're not like we were younger, maybe more comfortable because we're like older. So I guess a lot of people are like, oh, I'm too grown for this. You know
Absolutely, but they don't realize and a lot of those people are doing Instagram. You know, but right now the algorithm on TikTok is so much better than Instagram.
More powerful. Yeah.
To the point that Instagram's kind of dying down. You know,
I've heard that from a younger generation. I heard that they don't even use Instagram.
They don't.
They really. That's why Instagram has been promoting Reels 10 times harder.
That's exactly.
I noticed they don't even promote stories no more.
No,
they don't even show. They don't care about people's stories. They really, you know, Instagram, like Facebook, because Facebook and Instagram, they try to take over everything. So they trying to push TikTok out by having Reels as like the main thing. But I don't know, TikTok is looking like
TikTok, the algorithm, like you can be TikTok famous overnight. Like literally. In less than a year, I am now over 100,000 followers on TikTok, and that is just from these trendy videos. You know, on Instagram, I would also say for those that want to grow on social media, whatever you do on one platform, share it on all the other platforms. Got you. You know.
So do you have a Twitter? I'm just curious. Do you use Twitter?
Okay.
Because Twitter is like I don't. I mean, I'm a believer in the Twitter, but I don't use Twitter.
I suck at Twitter. Okay, like let's just start. I am absolutely atrocious at Twitter, but random people share my TikToks on Twitter. They get million views, and I'm like, hold up, that's mine, you know? So then I go on Twitter, I share it, and it did go. Like even the City Girl one blew up. But to be on top of it, like that's a lot of people share like their thoughts on Twitter. Like
I'm not that type of person. Time for that, like I'm too busy trying to build versus trying to share.
Right,
everything.
Absolutely.
This is how I share. This is not. I can't be on Twitter finger.
Right, like I can't. I've always tried to get into Twitter, and I always fail at it.
Same. Twitter's been around since I think 2009.
I've
been trying since. I had page 2-3 pages. None has successfully worked out on Twitter. We should stay at the same everything.
Yeah, Twitter, like it's just not for me. I mean, it's really not.
So what would you say you get? I mean, you said TikTok is huge for you. Before TikTok, where would you say you was getting most of your engagement on?
So it was Instagram, YouTube. I use Snapchat, but that's personal.
Okay, gotcha.
I use Snapchat for like my if I'm partying and drinking, just because I'll show some of that in Instagram, but because I work with so many brands,
you gotta limit it.
You know, so Snapchat's like my behind the scene, my life. You know,
got you.
So that I
personal
do,
for your friends,
for exactly. But definitely Instagram, YouTube were my 2
go-tos.
And then now TikTok's just like
booming. Yeah. And like I said, I want to congratulate you again on that top 10 vegan influencers in the United States of America in 2020.
I was like,
you understand? That's number 3. Like, how did that? Like, when you found that out, how was that feeling? Did you show? I'm sure you showed your family, your mom, and everybody.
But like, you want to know how I found it? Because they didn't reach out to me.
Nobody reached out to you.
No, not at all.
You gotta get you a lawyer. Like, lawyer, reach out to her. She needs some words like that because her she's doing too well. Her brand is being used, and she's not favoring from it.
Yeah, I know.
She needs a lawyer.
No, but I was watching this TikTok about like this guy that he's like a really bad guy. They said Google his username. So I Googled it. All this stuff came up from this guy. I was like, I've Googled my name, Stephanie DePena, and it's like my Facebook stuff or whatever. But I've never Googled Stephanie.DePena, which is all my social media names.
Got you.
I am telling you, I pulled it up. There's like a few articles that I'm in that I never knew.
What?
Never knew of. And just that day I found that. I was like, oh, okay.
And they don't even like add you or like.
I mean, they do in the article, but I mean, it doesn't tag me because like it's
and then you
online.
get added so much, so it gets lost in translation. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And they don't reach out. Usually, like as a journalist, you reach out to people. And,
I have.
You know?
I mean, I've been on different podcasts, on articles. But then there's some that they just find a whole bunch of people, I think, and then they just run with it. You know. So
I guess because they're trying to build their brand, they may just take what they've found in their own research. And the
one thing, social media, whatever you post on the internet, anyone can use.
Yeah,
you know?
unless you like put your logo smack
right.
in the front. Like, this is not good. You're not taking this.
Yeah, no, but thank God, you know, everyone has tagged me. So I mean, if they would have just posted me and been like this girl over here with her grandma, you know,
I would just been like, damn, all that love for really nothing.
Yeah,
you know?
for nothing. But I have been grateful that they have tagged me. So.
That's good. That's good. Yeah. Tag people. Don't just not share their content. They work hard for this. You know, sitting there doing a TikTok video, it takes a lot of time. Like I was sitting there doing a TikTok, I was like, damn. These kids really take a lot of time doing
it. It's a 15-second video, but it takes like hours.
Yeah, you know? And they're like, damn, this little kids be doing this shit like a minute. Like, wait a minute. I know this old like that shit is crazy.
It is, especially the transitions and stuff. You know,
yeah, you gotta get nice to transition.
Yeah. And that's the one thing I have to shout out my grandma. Like we do
so
many like shots because we can't get the transition good. You know, and then I'm like, let's do it one more time. She's like, oh, okay.
Grandma has the best patience.
Yes, bless her heart and soul. She really does.
She got time today.
She really does.
That's good. Another thing I like to do for my entrepreneurs, also I like to leave on good notes, is like, what advice would you give to entrepreneurs that potentially, a woman out there that potentially want to be vegan, or men who want to be vegan and potentially want to start their own clothing business? What would you say? I
would definitely say go for it, do it. If for the vegan part, if you want to, you know, start veganism, you know, a lot of people, they think they have to do it like me overnight. Yeah, and, you know, and I get a lot of people like same thing like. And I don't want to say veganism is not a diet because it's a lifestyle. I mean, like I said, you can gain weight and be a vegan, you know, but it's just like a diet in a sense because if you start a diet overnight, a lot of people just fall off because they're like, you know, like.
Kind of put your body in shock almost.
Right,
it's like,
exactly.
I just turned over
and then they're like starving, sweating, you know? So like with veganism, I would say do your research. If you want to do it overnight, you know, that's fine. But if you can't or you don't know how to, start being vegetarian first. Yeah. Cut out meat completely. Start with milk and all that, and then little by little cut that out. You don't want to stay on milk because that's a whole other thing.
Milk is terrible. People don't understand milk and cheese. That is terrible for your body.
That breaks you out so bad. Gives you like all this stuff.
Mucus, inflammatory inside. It's just
and like one thing I do want to say for the people that eat even ice cream. A lot of people don't think about that, but the amount of pus in cow milk is disgusting. Oh my god! It's filled with pus, so that's why, like, I'm like, you know,
she might have flipped me, guys.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like, just do your own research, and I'm telling you, you're gonna be like, wow, like, really?
This is really what's going into my body.
Like, like there was one clip that it showed. There was a chicken, and it had so many tumors on it. Like, it looked sick. They just cut off the tumors and packed it up all nicely. Like, and that's what I'm saying. That's why so many people are sick. Yeah, you know,
that creates cancer. Like, imagine you putting a tumor chicken inside your body. You're cooking it and putting it in your body. Right.
You don't know exactly how these animals look. You know, so that's why. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, do your research about it. And I'm telling you.
And people think once they go organic, everything is good.
Oh yeah, no. That's
not. You see organic label on it.
Yeah, like no, like that's a whole nother thing. Yeah, like you have to look into that. 'Cause that's like. That's just marketing.
That's just marketing. You know, I'm going to throw organic on here. The chicken's still getting cooked the same way.
Still the same. You know, absolutely. Yes. So I would say that just go gradually, you know, slowly if you want to. And then, and find your recipes that you love. Like, what's your favorite food?
My favorite I love like seafood, but one vegan recipe I love right now that I've been doing is chickpeas with like curry with tomatoes, green peppers, and white rice and avocado.
Oh, wow. Look at you.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite. That's probably the only recipe I've like mastered, but I don't have to look at it over and over again. And I know like I could go to that if I want like a clean meal. You know
right.
It's like a salad.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And that's one thing. Like, even with chickpeas, you can make, like, tuna fish with chickpeas. Like, chickpeas, you could do so much.
Yeah,
like,
chickpeas and cauliflower, I feel like is a main ingredient
cauliflower
for a lot of...
wings, too, if you want to, you know, do that. Like, there's so many things you can flip. So that's what I'm saying. Like, do your research. Write down your favorite non-vegan recipes and just find the alternative for it. And it's super easy.
Yeah,
like,
And then you notice it's just like you'll notice like your body just changed.
Oh, yeah, 100%. 100%. Like, literally from acne to body odor to how soft your skin is, like all that changes.
Wow.
Like literally even being vegan, like I use all natural deodorant and stuff. If I don't forget to use deodorant, back in the day, forget it. I would know I forgot. But now being vegan, like I don't like.
Yeah, because your body's not.
Yeah, it's not
like,
clogged
toxic.
in. Yes, exactly.
Wow.
So
that's a gem right there. I mean, hey, next episode I might be vegan. We'll see
what happens. You're gonna do a vlog.
Yeah, guys. She did it. She made me go vegan. This is how it happened on this podcast.
So funny. No, but honestly, like it does do your body so much better. I would 100%.
Okay. Yeah. And for the clothing brands out there, what would you give? What advice would you give? Not saying everybody has to go like the eco-friendly route you want, which is great.
I would say just business in general. Just because you think so many people have done it, still do it.
Gotcha.
It's still like. So many people think it's so saturated, the industries. They're not. The internet is so big.
Yeah.
And if you think about it, how many influencers do we follow that have millions? Like, everyone does pretty much the same. It's just how they come about
themselves,
it. Yes, exactly. So if you're going to do a business, do it. Don't worry whoever's doing it or whatever. Like, it's going to work out. As long as you stay consistent, you use the right platforms, the right SEOs, all that, you'll be fine.
Yeah, I think that's major too. I think right now we're in an era where, like, me and my pops was talking earlier, like before in our generation, even when he was growing up, that we only marketed us like the Nikes, the Adidas, the Pumas. We only saw those the big face brands. We didn't see like our friends with brands. We couldn't see that. Like my father said, he didn't see his friends with clothing brands. That wasn't something that was accessible. Right. And because of social media and the internet, we're able to create our own things and sell them and monetize those things. And I think that's major. And I think it's going to be a great era to see what we do. What the next generation does,
Absolutely.
Because this is major. Like I love the fact that we all can shop amongst each other, and it's not just going to the big man's pocket. This person that's already sitting up with their feet up, who've been collecting millions, and families been collecting millions for decades and centuries. It's like now other families are going to see wealth, and that's a great thing.
Yeah, like there's one quote I actually have it on my little bags and it says, when you support a small business, you also support a dream,
Yeah,
and
that's major
true
right there.
because it's, like that small business owner like myself, like this is my dream passion, like this is what I want, and any little thing always, like it makes my day when I get one order, like
that's like it's thing.
Just so like wow, like someone really wants to shop with me, like it's so amazing. So that's what I'm saying. Like if you believe in yourself, just do it,
That's good.
And if you don't believe in yourself, like you have to switch that around. Like it's worth it.
Because it's a mindset at first. Like if you don't got the mindset, you gotta recalculate.
Right, and a lot of people, I do want to mention, because there's different entrepreneurs.
For sure.
A lot of people don't want to deal with products. There's also drop shipping. I don't know if that's a big industry. You don't even have the products. You don't touch it. You just hire someone and they do everything. You get the money. There's marketing agencies. They make over $100,000 a year. That's marketing for small businesses like me. So that's
that drop shipment. That's major because myself as a business, I don't know that, and I don't know if my other entrepreneurs out there know that. But because I noticed in the when you have a high demand, a lot of entrepreneurs are having the struggle of getting things out in time. Like I noticed that a lot. I shop a lot of people's clothing, and I noticed that it just takes time, because they're dealing with a lot of things, and I want to support them, but that's just something a lot of people deal with. So what is this drop?
So drop shipping, basically it's you get a product, you just go online. There's different websites. There's one, I think it's called AliExpress.
Okay. AliExpress, I know that.
Right? Or is it Alibaba?
Alibaba Express.
One or the other. But Whichever one. I know. I watched a YouTube video when I first started my marketing, my brand. I didn't know what I wanted to do, you know, but I didn't want to do drop shipping just because I wanted to package everything myself, you know. But if you don't have time for it, or if you don't want to do that, drop shipping is awesome because let's say something's like really popular right now. Like let's say this hat right now. Everyone wants this hat. Yeah. Drop shipping, you like purchase as many as you want, and then you make your website, Shopify, you do everything, people buy it, and then with the drop shipper, you just send them the order, you keep the money, and they do everything.
Wow, so that you just takes a lot of relief.
Yeah, you don't have to have any merchandise, nothing, touching, you know?
Wow, that's major.
But the only thing with that, though, is you don't know how they're sending it, you know? So if they, like, package it poorly or stuff, you know, little...
Depends how you want your brand to represent you at the same time. Like,
so you have to get a good drop shipper to do it, but there's also like a t-shirt drop shipper that they will design the shirts for you and do it. Like there's so many things out there that, you know, a lot of people don't realize you don't have to have things at home. You can just do it all from your laptop, you know.
See, more gems. Like that's why I love having great entrepreneurs. Because I'm doing it because you know what works and what doesn't work at this point. You know, you're gonna still learn. You're gonna have lessons to learn as you continue this journey, which is great.
Absolutely, 100%. And even like drop shipping's one, but marketing agencies, what I was just saying, that is huge right now. Like I would get into it if I wasn't that busy. Got you. You can make over $150,000 a year with that, and that's just being, you know, getting your certificate from Facebook and Google that you know how to do ads, and you can charge one business up to $2,000 a month.
Wow.
Like, this is huge. It's a great thing to do right now. If I had the time, I would do it. You know, I'm trying to help people that's trying to make money. But that is another big agency thing now happening. You know,
hey guys, you know, Steph is dropping. Here, you know, teach how to monetize everything.
Yeah, no, I mean, I've learned so much. That's why, like, I love when people write to me on social media, like, "Hey, I need help." A lot of people didn't know what engagement rate was, and I love helping. You know, so if you're listening or watching and you need help, you know, write to me. I can always make time to help people.
That's great. So. I mean, I love that. You know, even with your busy schedule, you're always going to help help another person, which is major. Because a lot of people don't get that.
No,
a lot of people feel like, you know, person up there, they get closed off, you know? So that's good that you still have access to you.
And a lot of people, too, are selfish. They're like, oh, well, I'm doing good. I don't want anyone. But the internet's so big that I don't mind helping, you know? I'd rather help and see someone succeed than someone's, like, struggle,
and then relationships go a long way.
Absolutely.
May not work together now, but in the future, that relationship could carry a long way. And that's why it's good to make sure you appreciate everybody's time. I think time is something a lot of people have to take into account. Like, anybody giving you their time as an adult is, you have to take their time as precious time. Right. You know, because everybody has a lot of things going on. If they give you that time, then appreciate their time, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's major. And how can people continue to support you and your clothing brand?
Well, you can go on shopdenvy.com.
Okay.
That's where, you know, everything is. You can shop there. If you don't have money, you know, I never want to pressure someone to shop, but also supporting is free. So if you want to follow us on Instagram, Shop Denvy.
Share, like, that's
TikTok
free.
TikTok is free, you know, share, like, comment. Our Shop Denvy TikTok also. If you want to follow me, Stephanie.Pena on everything, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, all that stuff.
And we're going to hold you to the men attire coming soon.
Yes, that is coming.
Need some eco-friendly again.
Well, do you want to be a model?
Hey, I might be able to start my modeling
No, I'm serious.
We're gonna tap in. I'm definitely down. Hey, whenever you want to do it.
Guys, I'm a vegan. I'm a model.
I'm gonna switch up the whole lifestyle now. You know, support to come up. You know, support us.
That's so funny. Oh my god.
But no, that's amazing. Support Stephanie. Continue to watch what she's doing. She's doing amazing things. I appreciate you coming out again today. Guys, continue to like, comment, subscribe. Give me your thoughts, feedback to see what you guys want, and I'll continue to bring great entrepreneurs. Appreciate y'all tuning in again. I will continue to bring y'all great ones, and check in next week, and we'll continue to do what we do.
Thank you so much for having me, and I hope you guys have a great day.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Bye, guys.